Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here with Off the Board with Pineapple Papers for day 27. And I am back to working with some of the sketches that I found that have vertical and horizontal pictures. And so I have this picture of my son and his dad tossing a football back and forth at football camp. And then his dad giving him like a little lesson on how to hold the ball. And I had this made maybe before he was born in 2009, and I kept putting it off using it, so I'm using it today. This is going to be a pretty simplistic layout with a couple pieces of solid paper, a stencil, this ground espresso distress oxide, and a couple of embellishments or stickers, and that's really about all that's happening on this layout. I've just gotten moved into my apartment and slowly but surely getting things organized. So I want to get stuff done, but I still need to get, I want to get my layouts done too. So I got my papers, my embellishments, and this sketch. So let's see how this goes. So this is a stencil that I got off of Temu. I think it came in a set of like 10, and I think they are 7 by 11. And I enjoy them. And because they are inexpensive and off of Temu, if something happens and they are ruined, then I'm not going to worry about it. Of course, this is Distress Oxide. I've never had that even really stain a stencil, and I am horrible about getting the ink off of my stencils right away. Paste, I will go straight and get that off, but these kinds of inks, I don't normally run right to the bathroom or the kitchen to clean them off because they come off even, weeks later. I'm not suggesting you do that though. So I'm just using ground espresso to make the circular feature from this sketch. I originally thought I was going to use a bunch of different footballs, but my Cricut's not hooked up yet. And I just really wanted to get the layout done, and I was thinking that I wasn't going to like the look of all of the footballs kind of laying the same way that circles are, and I enjoy this stencil because it was a lot of fun to create even with just that one color. So I cut this paper here as just a black cardstock, and I cut it down to 6.5, I believe, by 10, or maybe by 10.5. I wanted to make sure that there was at least a half an inch on the top and a half an inch on the side. And I am slightly overlapping because I printed these pictures and they already have a white border. I don't want to have that double white border right there, so I'm overlapping where the white border is, so it just has that one border, which I really like the look of that. I think it's cool. So I get that Jameson thing connected because it was separate. I think I got that off Scrap Your Trip or something in probably 2009 when I was pregnant. Maybe sometime after I had my son, but I would say that it was before he was born. And I guess I've been holding on to it for like, I don't know, some special occasion. I have no clue. So it's going on this layout. Even though it's not 2009, it is his birth year. So this paper right here is a Recollections paper. It's just grass. I cut a 2-inch strip off and then cut about a half an inch and then put that fishtailed banner in there. And I'm just going to put that down. You're only going to see a little of that. On this sketch, it is behind the pictures, but on top of that paper. But I didn't want the green grass right on top of that because I wanted it to have more of a gap between the grass in the picture and the grass on the paper. So I actually really do like the way that this turns out. Like I said, you can barely see just a little peek of it on either side, and I am okay with that. And then once I get that on there, I'm going to put the football down on there, and I am going to add those embellishments. They're clear embellishments I've had for a long time. I bought a bunch of football embellishments. I think it was probably between the years of 2009 in 2012 because we were going to some football games. My daughter was playing flag football, and of course, their dad loved football, and so I felt like I couldn't have enough football stickers. And then it turned out my son doesn't like football. So this was a 4-day camp, and we were trying to figure out if we wanted to do like a long-term camp, like all like fall. And so we decided we would pay for this 4-day camp, and that way if he didn't like it, then we weren't spending all that money. And he did not like it. He didn't like not knowing what to do. We'd been teaching him for years not to be aggressive. And now we're trying to teach him to tackle the little, the little tackle dummies that they have. And he was not having that. So football's not his jam. And that's okay. So I pulled out these football embellishments from an Echo Park collection. I don't have a collection, but I got these embellishments from Tuesday morning when they were going out of business. And but these were really the only ones that worked with this layout. Everything else was wordy and the words didn't fit. So anyway, that's it. It was pretty simplistic. Took me 30 minutes, and a lot of that was hem-hawing and figuring out what I wanted to do about embellishments. So here is the sketch again. I think that's a Kelly Hatfield. So I just pulled that off of Pinterest, and here is the close-up. So I hope that you all are finding me on the playlist. If you're not, that is where you will find the other people who are hopping along with Off the Board with Pineapple Papers, which includes Crystal, which is Pineapple Papers. Please go check her out. She is fabulous and has inspired us to use the inspiration from our pens that we've let sit around. So I hope you'll come back and see me again tomorrow. I hope you get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love. And happy scrapping.